Go out and get some champagne and have a toast.
We're toasting the iconic Billy Porter. And we've got the stories that define the week at People. It's time for People in 10. I'm Andrea Boehlke, bringing you the biggest stories we can't stop talking about, your favorite Instagrams, everything you need to know about pop culture right now, plus Billy Porter joins us all in 10 minutes. So let's get right to it with the first 5. Starting with some backlash to Chris Pratt being dubbed the worst Hollywood Chris on social media. Pratt's name began trending over the weekend after filmmaker Amy Berg tweeted his photo alongside other famous Chris's with the caption, "One has to go." Then E! News posed a similar question on their Instagram. And that's where Pratt's wife, Catherine Schwarzenegger, stepped in to defend her man.
Catherine asked whether this is really the conversation we should be having right now with what's going on in the world. She added that being mean is so yesterday, and there's enough room to love all of these guys. And we agree.
Some of Pratt's Avengers co-stars also stuck up for their friend.
Robert Downey Jr. shared a photo with Chris, praising him for his positivity, gratitude, and service, while Mark Ruffalo tweeted that Chris is as solid a man as there is. He also told fans to look at how Chris lives his life instead of casting aspersions.
Moving on to a hard truth about Jada Pinkett Smith's parents' marriage, which was revealed on this week's episode of Red Table Talk.
You're basically saying you had non-consensual sex with my father.
That revelation came after Jada asked her mother, Adrian, if she ever had non-consensual sex with anyone.
I have.
Okay.
But it was also with my husband.
Okay.
Your dad, actually.
Jada says she was aware her parents had a violent relationship, and while Adrian didn't want to make excuses for her ex, she said he was typically drunk when abusive, and that she stayed with him because she thought they were in love. Amanda Kloots is this week's People cover star. She's remembering her late husband, Nick Cordero, 3 months after he died of complications from COVID-19.
There's a couple pictures that I always show to Elvis every day, and before he goes to sleep, we always make sure we say goodnight to Dad and give Nick a kiss.
Amanda plans to tell her and Nick's story in a memoir due out next year. She says while she has dark days, she's thankful to have their son Elvis to help her through.
He brightens my mood in 2 seconds. I mean, he looks at me and he has a big smile and his little teeth, and I instantly am transported into a different mood. It's thank God for that little boy. I have a little piece of my husband, and that's amazing.
For more on Amanda and Nick's story, watch the full episode of People Cover Story Amanda Kloots, streaming now on PeopleTV.com and the People TV app. All right, let's see the Instagrams you've been loving this week. In Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's first portrait since this year's royal exit, they're recreating their engagement pose. And Yolanda Hadid is gushing over her new granddaughter with this post, calling Gigi Hadid and Zayn Malik's 1-month-old an angel sent from above. Blushing bride-to-be Heather A. Young went dress hunting this week, but the Selling Sunset star says her fiance, Tariq El Moussa, will decide which option is the one. And who's up for a Throwback Thursday? We have a month to go, but we're already in Thanksgiving mode. So we're looking back at Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade posts of the past. This year will be a little different due to the pandemic, but the show must go on, with a mix of pre-recorded elements and those iconic balloons and floats. We've got a sneak peek at one of them, the Her Future is Sensational float by Olay, which celebrates women in the fields of science, tech, engineering, and math. Very cool. Well, the holidays are just around the corner, and in our Holidays Today and Everyday series, we'll have tips for you on gift giving, traditions, love, food, and more. It's all brought to you by Lifetime, where the holidays are for everyone, with new holiday movies all season long. And this year, shopping local is more important than ever. So I decided to hit the pavement in my hometown to find some unique gifts with lots of Milwaukee and Southeast Wisconsin personality. And I'm taking you with me. All right, I'm here at Silver Creek Pottery and Forge, so let's go check it out. Sylvia and Mark Munlock have owned and operated their studio and shop for 40 years. And during the pandemic, they've worked hard to make sure it's still a safe place for shoppers, especially during the holiday season.
There's a lot of space to move around, and we try and keep distance. Our gardens outside are very nice, and it's relaxing to just kind of walk around and look.
Nothing wrong with a little window shopping, but if you decide to buy something, you know it'll be one of a kind. That's because everything, and I mean everything here, is made by hand.
You'll get stuff here that you won't find anywhere else.
I want to get these two. Next, a good tip to shopping local: scope out small business roundups online or follow local lifestyle accounts to get some inspo. I found Rashad Howard's shop on Instagram.
We make anything from t-shirts to hoodies, hats, masks.
Rashad says now is the best time to shop local.
It helps the community, it helps you feel good about helping your community, and it helps us.
And I can't forget about my dogs. Kirsten Rausch's family has owned and operated Hounds Around Town for 13 years. And the boutique is already decorated for the holidays. Kirsten emphasized the importance of shopping locally and how her business has adjusted to meet shoppers' needs this year.
We're doing local deliveries and curbside pickups.
One of the best parts about shopping local: when you're here, you feel right at home. We'll have an extended version of my shopping trip on people.com, so make sure you check that out. But now, let's move on to some screen time. I'm so excited because I'm joined by Billy Porter. He's joining us from home. Billy is the narrator for Equal.
It was still on the down low, but you could find the gay life if you knew where to look for it.
The 4-part LGBTQ+ docuseries chronicling the untold events leading up to the Stonewall Uprising. It's a very informative series. Now for these final 5 minutes of the show, Billy, I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. For question number 1, we want 1 answer. For question number 2, we want 2, and so on. It's very easy. So let's get started. First up, name 1 new skill that you've learned or honed in 2020.
Self-care.
Nice. I'll actually have more on that later. But next up, name 2 things that you've learned about your husband or yourself while quarantining together.
Ooh, this is a good one. I would say that my husband can cook. I learned in quarantine.
What does he cook? What's his best dish?
You know, we've been doing those like home chef, those kinds of meals, HelloFresh, that kind of stuff. You know, so he can follow a recipe and he can cook, so that's good. And you know, he actually loves to clean.
Wow, okay.
Really good at like cleaning and like merchandising a house, and you know, he's really good at those kinds of things, which I'm not good at all.
I'm not either, so I need to find someone that can clean like your husband. Third question, October is LGBTQ+ History Month. What are 3 ways that people can celebrate while still staying socially distanced?
Oh, well, you could have an online party, online dance party. Watch Equal with yourself and whoever has been potting with you, and have a toast of some kind. Go out and get some champagne and have a toast.
Nice. All right, so for question number 4, you actually already mentioned this in question 1, so I'm gonna bring it back to self-care. I saw on your Instagram that you posted about loving self-care, which I am obsessed with it. I need it in my life. So give us 4 of your favorite self-care methods.
Yoga, walking to the beach, sitting on the beach, meditating, and I like watching TV.
Do you have a favorite show or maybe a guilty pleasure
There's so
TV
many
show?
shows right now. I can't even, it's so hard for me to even remember at this point, but I just finished Ratchet, which is amazing.
If I were you, I would choose my next words very carefully.
And then tell me about the yoga experience. I love that you're a yogi.
I wouldn't say I'm a yogi, but I do yoga.
What is your favorite yoga position that you do?
I don't know what they're called, but I know the one that I can't do is that bridge. I'm trying to do that bridge. Ooh, I tried to do that backwards bridge. I can't do that. But I do like triangle pose. I'm really good at warrior pose. Strong.
Finally, choose 5 words to describe your docuseries Equal.
Informative.
In 1952, admitting to being gay could get you 15 years to life.
Enlightening. Inspiring.
You can be proud of being gay. You can be proud of being yourself. That in itself is radical.
Bold. Unapologetic.
I'm really glad I got to see the series. When you were doing the research for this and doing the narrating, was there something that you learned that maybe you didn't know before that really impacted you?
You know, I have to say for real that yes, you know, was new information for me, you know, because this is pre-Stonewall, this is pre-1969, which is where most of the history, LGBTQ+ history that we know is sort of from there till now. So it was great to sort of learn so much about, you know, what queer life was like in the previous century. Different names were used back then. Some people called themselves hair fairies. Calling someone queer was an insult, and transgender wasn't in use yet.
Well, Billy, thank you so much for stopping by. And everyone, make sure you catch Billy narrating Equal. It's available now on HBO Max. All right, time's up. See you next Thursday.